Welcome friends, this is GV to the story-driven channel. Today we're playing a retro game by Series Online from 1991, Roger Wilco and a Time Ripper. And this is the fourth entry in the Space Quest series. Why I figure this is one of the best Space Quest game in the series is because this game has good voice acting by Gary Owens, a storyline which is absurd and yet perfect for Space Quest. Great music and not too many absurd puzzles. So I hope you enjoyed this gameplay. Like and share and leave a comment.
We have confirmation of his position, Master.
Off to Magnetheus with you then. It is time for Wilco to meet the fate which I have crafted for him.
As our story begins, we find the aluminum mallard parked outside a seedy spaceport bar. We join Roger as he relates one of his greatly exaggerated tales of adventure. The aliens are only too happy to listen, as long as Roger is by.
See, there was this deadly root monster, a ferocious swamp creature, and a Labion terror beast to contend with. Then I had to outsmart another of Vohal's gorillas and steal the shuttle so I could penetrate the asteroid fortress and pull the...
Are you Roger Wilco?
Yeah?
Please come with me.
Hello, Roger Wilco. Surprised to see an old friend? You have no idea how special this moment is for me. This is no chance encounter, I can assure you. I have this one loose end to tie up before I begin my reign as the supreme being of all that exists. I do not like to lose. You are a blemish on what would otherwise be a perfect record of domination, terror, and invincibility. Besides, I'm still a bit miffed about that asteroid deal in Space Quest 2. Anyway, to relieve the pain of my humiliation and prevent you from being a pain in my future, you must die. It's been nice seeing you one last time. Then, do the dirty deed.
You go left and split them up. Mr. Wilco, follow me and do exactly as I say. Let's move!
Hey, I want to know what the...
Listen, I can't explain it all to you now. They've got a beat on our coordinates. We've got to move fast. We gotta do this fast. Shield your eyes! Jump into the time rip! Do it now! You've got to! If I take the time to explain, we're both parking lot pizza. You'll understand soon.
Now where am I? You wonder aloud to non-existent auditory organs. This place sure looks homey. Hey, wait! This looks just like Xenon. It is Xenon! It's It's really a pile. Along with the changes induced by an armed conflict, the city looks different, more modern, with a heavy dash of post-disaster seasoning. Casually glancing at the status line, you happen to notice that you're in Space Quest 12. What's happened? Who was that guy with the overdeveloped hairdryer? Why did you let yourself be talked into jumping into some strange shimmering hole? Why are you talking to yourself? These incredibly intriguing questions will quickly be forgotten with barely an electron stirred in that well-armored orb atop your shoulders. You take the small, frayed, useless-looking length of rope. Keep your hands to yourself. Keep your... The structural warpage and the enormous gaping hole indicate a violent end for this corroding battle machine. Don't mess with it. Okay, you now have the unstable ordnance. Remember, it was your idea. Good luck. Don't. You'd better. There is. Keep your hands to yourself. That was without a doubt one of the finest examples of bunny snatching I've ever seen. The stress placed on the rope during the bunny snatching was too much. You cast the useless fibers aside. A piece of unstable ordnance. A piece of unstable... Don't... Keep your hands to your... Keep your hands... A very wise choice. Carefully placing the unstable ordnance back inside the tank, you decide some things are better left alone. You take the jar into custody. It's just an average old-fashioned desk blotter. Ah, a button. Perhaps I'll give it a press.
Data entry 22795. This message is to whomever may be so fortunate as to find it. I am Professor Lloyd, lead designer of the Xenon supercomputer project, the ultimate in artificial intelligence. The computer was designed to enhance our lives, but instead ended up being the ruin of us all. We made the mistake of tying it into the most important facets of our existence here on Xenon, including our weather control and defense systems. It seemed like a sound idea at the time, and all proceeded well for about 3 years. It was around then that a deep space salvage operation recovered what appeared to be some sort of antiquated data storage unit contained in a flimsy cardboard box on which the words "Leisure Suit Larry" were imprinted. On its back was the picture of a not particularly wholesome gentleman, but that's another story. My counterparts exhibited shameful behavior as they tore open the box to get at its contents. I could not understand the commotion it generated. The data was uploaded into the supercomputer for analysis. As a result, a crippling virus spread through the machine like a bad social disease. All control of the computer was lost. All screens went blank. Then these words were displayed by the monitors and uttered by the vocal outputs. Wilco must pay. From that day forth, the possessed computer waged war on the inhabitants of Xenon, using our own weapons against us. Some managed to escape to other planets. Those of us who remained stayed to fight the machines and robots under its control. It was a bloody war. Those of us that were not killed were taken captive and modified. These cyborgs infiltrated the loyal ranks of resistance, rooting out almost all of our hiding places and exposing us to the mechanical menace. Some of these poor souls still wander the streets. As of this recording, we are down to only a handful of rebels. My health is deteriorating rapidly. To make matters worse, I've just learned that the computer has unraveled the mysteries of time travel. I've sent my 2 best men to attempt to steal this new technology. If you are not a machine, then perhaps they were successful. Please realize, you are Xenon's last hope.
Oh no! The door has shut, and there's no way back. What are you going to do now? Nothing happens. Okay. You scoop up the slimy secretion. Better get away now before it scoops you up. You... As the green slime dissolves the flesh from your bones, you think, hey, this stuff consumes 47 times its weight in acid. As the green... It's a safe bet. We're glad you could play Space Quest 4. As usual, you've been a real pantload. We're glad you could play Space... You have a low-level view of the street from your manhole perch. We're glad you could play... Either you or the slime... Okay. You... This seems to be a relatively spacious landing gear compartment. Wonder how cramped it gets in there when the gear is stowed. This is a fueling unit for the patrol shuttle. You can't do that.
I've just no sign of presence at this time. Gruff, schluff, ruff, ruff.
Mega seed of zaps. Java feel jaggled.
Keep your hands to yourself. The powerful quad quark drives Rev to life. Time and space bend under the fibrillations of the time rip transfluxers. Your adrenaline and stomach reel with the hyperbolic hyperbole. And finally, nothing much happens. That must not have been a valid code. Try again. You can't do that. The powerful quad quark drives Rev to life. Time and space bend under the fibrillations of the time rip transfluxers. Your adrenaline and stomach reel with the hyperbolic hyperbole. And finally, nothing much happens. That must not have been a valid code. Try again. You can't do that. Keep your hand. Don't mess with it. Don't mess with it. The powerful quad quark drives Rev to life. Time and space bend under the fibrillations of the time rip transfluxers. Your adrenaline and stomach reel with the hyperbolic hyperbole. And finally, You get the feeling you're not alone here. We're glad.
Whoa! What was that?
You get the feeling you're not alone here. We're glad you... It...
Whoa! What was that?
You can't do that. Hey, those Talon things hurt. You didn't much care for the landing either. You frisk the skewered sequel policeman and turn up a paper-wrapped wad of used chewing gum.
You've got a lot of nerve coming back here, Roger Wilco. After leaving me the way you did, you male scum. This is the last woman you'll ever dump on. Right, girls?
Right.
Said you couldn't be tied down.
I said that?
You said you had to be free to roam the galaxy.
Was that me?
You'll be sorrier than you look. We'll see to that.
Yeah.
Into the sub, fly boy.
You hope these women soon realize that they must have the wrong guy.
This is Zandra. We are approaching checkpoint 6. Prepare to open the tunnel door.
What have I stepped into this time? You think to yourself, as the latex babe's submarine makes its way through the eerie blackness.
Activate the door.
Sit down.
Comfy, Mr. Wilco?
Hey, what are you doing? Let me go, witch!
Shut up! Your whimpering sickens me. I'll teach you not to run out on me. Thorine is quite knowledgeable in the ways of torture. I'll let the two of you get acquainted. Thorine, do your stuff.
With pleasure, Zandra.
Let me introduce you to a friend of mine. This is Epirip 357, the most powerful hand hair remover in the universe, and it's capable of shaving your legs clean off. I've always wanted to see a man shave with one of these, but I guess you'll do. Now you'll know the meaning of the word pain.
It's a sea slug! Run, girls!
Desperately, you try to push the button, but the restraints are just too tight. Keep your hands.
Our hero!
Wasn't he great, girls? Well, Raj, I guess we can call it even. Thank you for ridding our fortress of that slimy, awful sea slug. I know I can't blame you for backing out at the last minute. I guess I was a little overbearing. Sorry. Can we still be good friends?
Well, now, wait a minute. Let's talk about this.
No, Roger. You were right. You don't need to spare my feelings. It just wasn't meant to be. It's better this way. Well, girls, I feel like celebrating. Let's go shopping!
Meanwhile, back in Space Quest 12...
Well, what have we here?
This is the rebel scum we captured in the Space Quest 4 time sector. He had just aided Wilco in escaping. The readout on his time gun indicates that Wilco was successfully transported into this time sector as you feared.
That is no longer a concern. Wilco will surrender to us once he has learned we have captured his son. Then he will be destroyed once and for all.
Sail!
Keep your hands to your... Your sense of appropriate public behavior leaves a lot to be desired. This model is programmed to interact with the customers through his touchscreen chest monitor.
Shrink Wrap 2000. Work for a large retail software chain? Like to take the products home and diddle with them? The Shrink Wrap 2000 shrink wraps any size software box. Is that game new or used? Only you'll know for sure. Keep the customers guessing. Dealers only, please. 1,033 Buckazoids. Iceman Pocket Ice Machine. This miracle of modern Epachia. Dan Cyber Yoba Universal Remote. Oh. Shopping are all. These special sale items are available for a limited time only. Availability is limited to items in stock, as is only no returns. Some items may be demo models, scratched, dented, or just not in very good shape. No warranties expressed or implied apply to these items. No refund or exchange. Shrink Wrap 2000. Work for a large retail software.
You Wow, an Autobox teller machine! Your arms won't reach that. It's the Software Excess Store. If it's soft, we're aware.
Sorry, but the crowd completely cleaned out my stock of Sierra software. The only thing that's left is boring home and business application software along with a few inferior games. But feel free to look around anyway. So, are you looking for a good database? We've got one coming in next week.
A bargain bin containing discount software. The clerk was right. Only boring applications software remains. The software selection seems to be pretty slim, except for the bargain bin near the entrance. From the folks who brought you Astro Chicken. When it comes to stimulating chickens, Chuck Egger is the expert. And now you can learn from him. Design the chicken of your choice. Over 40...
Didn't find any.
A bargain... Presenting the latest in the award-winning King's Quest series from the still active mind of aging Roberta Williams III, latest in the award-winning Roberta Williams series. What happens when Old Man Graham and his family are kicked out of Daventry Condo Association? You'll meet the fabulous Bernoulli brothers, Professor C.D. Romberg, and of course Rumpelstiltskin. The latest bomb from master storyteller Maury Bryanarty, Boom, is a post-Holocaust adventure set in post-Holocaust America after the Holocaust. Neutron bombs have eradicated all life, leaving only you to wander through the wreckage. No other characters, no conflict, no puzzles, no chance of dying, and no interface make this the easiest to finish game yet. Just boot it up and watch it explode. Head for the hills, it's coming, and this time it's hungry. It Came for Dessert is a thrilling action-adventure in which a mob of pushy, overweight relatives invade your kitchen. Armed with only a Jell-O mold and a pastry bag, you must repel the invaders, always keeping an eye on your blood sugar level. It's the merriest mix-up since Enemoware's fabulous Defender of the Crown Rib Roast. The two guys from Andromeda's latest sci-fi comedy, Space Quest 4, will give you hours of frustration unless you have this hint book. Want to know how to get the dog into the hanging basket? Want to find out how to attach the melon? Buy this hint book and it all becomes obvious. You'll hit your head and say, "Boy, how stupid could I have been? A moron could have figured this out. I must be a real dimwit, a pathetic nimno, a wretched, idiotic excuse for a human being not to have figured out these simple puzzles in the first place." Try it and see.
Ah! I see you've made a selection from our box of slop, bargain bin.
You can't do that.
Thank you.
It's an Autobox Teller machine card. You pick up the ATM card. It would serve no purpose. You obviously don't resemble a blonde woman. What a surprise.
Pardon me, sir. You appear to be in dire need of my services.
I'm sorry, I lost my boots and the legs of my pants in a deadly fight with a giant sea slug, which I won in the nick of time with my clever thinking and my, cleverness.
I see. Well, all right. Let me get your measurements. We've got just the thing for the likes of you. I assume you will be wanting something in the generic Space Hero line? These will do for you. Try them on in the dressing room here if you wish.
You change your clothes, not forgetting the items in your pocket. You never know when you'll need them. You step out looking good as new.
That will be 20 buckazoids, please. Thank you so much for shopping with us, sir. Do come back soon.
Yeah?
I'd like,
We're out of it. We're out of everything, including employees. Would you like to apply for a job? You would, huh? Well, this is the greatest opportunity you've ever had, kid. Benefits up the wazoo, and if you stick with me half an hour or so, I'll make you my assistant manager. Now, how would you like that?
Gee, thanks.
Warning, the following sequence contains explicit arcade action and is not recommended for die-hard adventure players, the arcade squeamish, or those with poor to non-existent motor skills.
This is so easy, a human could probably do it. Burger comes out of the oven. Drop on your lettuce, your pickle, squeeze on your mayo, squirt on your mustard, on goes your ketchup, top it off with your sesame seed bun. You make 'em my way, and if you mess up enough times, you're out of here. Got it? If you need to know how to run the assembly line, read the sign. Just click it with the mouse or press.
You can't do that. Don't. You can't do that. Keep your... You can't... Don't... Don't keep your hand. You'd better. You talk. There is. You can't do that.
You're fired! My janitor could do a better job than you could.
Keep your hands to yourself. Don't. You retrieve the cigar butt.
Hiya, hun. I'm Maybot, fashion consultant to the cosmos. What can we, do with you today?
Well, this is kinda hard to explain.
Oh, let me guess. You want something for someone very special. Someone who died to get the latest in high galactic fashion. Are we right, or are we right?
We're right.
Okay. What size does she take?
Oh, 38.
Oh, I don't think we're right about that.
I'm not sure, but she's built about like me.
Is she? A likely story. Good thing for you, I can keep a secret, sweetie. I'm sure this will suit that special someone's needs. It's all the rage. I suppose you'll want to try it on now. Here, use this dressing room. And honey, if your special someone needs a wig, this one should look pretty good on you. Very lovely, honey. It's made for you. Would you like us to wrap it up? Or would that special someone prefer you to wear it home?
I think I'll wear it home.
Just what we thought. That will be 60 buckazoids, sicko. Are you in need of an auditory exam or what? Pay up, pal.
It would serve. You can't. It would serve. Nothing. It would. You can't. You should know by now that you can't just take things without paying for them.
Oh, it's you again.
I'd still.
Well. I'm sure this will. I suppose you'll want to try it on now. Here, use this dressing room. And honey, very lovely.
I think I'll.
Just what.
Nothing happened.
Are you in need of an auditory exam or what? Pay up, pal.
It would. You can't use that. You can't. It would. You can't. It would. Fringe. Would that be too daring? Would stripes look good on me, you wonder? Those boots are attractive. You like the shoes, but the stripes might make you look overweight. Keep your... An SQ4 hint book. You can't use that here. These symbols look vaguely familiar. Now, where have you seen them? Keep your hand. An Autobot. You It would. An Autobot. You don't. Yeah, you have a job.
This icon tells you about other icons.
You talk to the air. The.
I don't want to have to throw you out, but if you don't hand over the cash, I'll have no choice. Are you in need of an auditory exam or what? Pay up, pal.
You should know by now.
Yeah?
It's the gruff.
I'd like
Oh, you again. Would you like to apply for a job? You would, huh?
Gee.
Warning, the following sequence contains Oh, by the way, you're about to be fired.
You're fired!
Oh, it's...
I'd still...
Well... I'm sure this will suit that special someone's needs. It's all the rage. I suppose you'll want to try it on now. Here, use this dressing room. And honey, if your special someone needs a wig, very lovely, honey.
I think I'll...
Just what we... Appreciate it, hun. Thanks for shopping at Saks.
Keep your hands to yourself. Keep your hands... As you change your clothes, you think to yourself that even in drag, you still have incredible animal magnetism. Or is that just a lack of deodorant?
Thanks for shopping at Saks.
This the powerful quad quark drives Rev to life. Time and space, and finally, nothing much happens. The powerful quad quark drives Rev to life. Time and space bend under the fibrillations of the time rip transfluxers. Your adrenaline and stomach reel with the hyperbolic hyperbole. And finally, you don't want to touch those. You might mutate your fingers. bar is still here, the smell of Coronian ale stinks up the place. The aroma leads you to remember vividly your previous visit here. You break out in a cold sweat. Your attempt to get the matches failed.
Well, looky here. If it ain't Mr. Look at Me, I'm in VGA. What's the matter? Monochrome not good enough for you? What's this? 256 colors all for one little bitmap wimp? What a waste of VGA. Hey, fellas, I bet I can toss them all the way out from the bottom of the stairs. Bitch and ale.
Boy, that was close. Hey, how come their bikes can go through the force field?
You pick up the book of matches. You hear a high-pitched whine from the east. Oh, that was close. Don't mess with it. The powerful quad quark drives Rev to life. Time and space bend under the fibrillations of the time-rip transfluxers. Your adrenaline and stomach reel with the hyperbolic hyperbole. And finally... Well, there's not much left of the lock now. You slide the conveniently pre-moistened stogie between your lips apply a lit match, and proceed to nearly hack up a lung. You cast the old stogie to the ground. You can't do that. You hear an electronic hum approaching from ahead of you. The powerful quad quark drives Rev to life. Time and space bend under the fibrillations of the time rip transfluxers. Your adrenaline and stomach reel with the hyperbolic hyperbole. And finally, you don't want to touch those. You might mutate your fingers.
Faux Components Swiss Army Micro Entertainment Center. Styled to look like a real set of miniature components, this is a complete home entertainment center in one 4x6-inch box. Includes CD-ROM unit, turntable, dual cassette with Hyper Wow and Mega Flutter, unfolding 84-inch digital color projection multiscreen TV, corkscrew and toothpick. 2,275 buckazoids. Back ordered, none currently available. Dodecaphonic around sound processor. Ever notice how flat and unexciting normal stereophonic, quintrophonic, and octophonic recordings are? With the dodecaphonic around sound processor, your music will seem to come from 12 directions. In front of you, behind you, either side of you, 4 midpoints in between, above you, below you, from inside of you, and from the upstairs neighbors. 877 buckazoids, discontinued. CD-GI-ROM TV. Move over CD-ROM, CDG, CDI, and CD-TV. CD-GDI-ROM TV does everything the others do and more. Besides accepting the formats mentioned above, CD-GI-ROM TV also plays high-quality Laserdisc movies, sure to become popular any century now. 842 buckazoids. Estimated delivery, summer 2735. Pocket Pal Portable Terminal. Say, is that a complete workstation in your pocket, or are you just glad to see me? Now you can carry the power of a dumb terminal around with you without even creasing your jumpsuit. Includes chiclet-style keyboard and dentine-style mouse. 3,406 buckazoids. Pocket Pal Connector. If you're a proud owner of our ever-popular Pocket Pal Portable Terminal, you have no doubt noticed that without the proper connector, it is virtually useless. Fortunately, at this moment, our exclusive Pocket Pal connector is on sale for just 1,999 buckazoids. Get yours now before the price goes up even further.
The powerful quad quark drives Rev to life. Time and space bend under the fibrillations of the time rip transfluxers. Your adrenaline and stomach reel with the hyperbolic hyperbole. And finally, The powerful quad quark drives Rev to life. Time and space bend under the fibrillations of the time rip transfluxers. Your adrenaline and stomach reel with the hyperbolic hyperbole. And finally, a darn cute bunny. Keep your hands to yourself. You attach the plug to the Pocket Pal. Your Pocket Pal now has power. Now all you need is a place to use it. You hear an electronic hum approaching from your left. The Pocket Pal screen displays a wealth of almost useful information. You hear an electronic hum approaching from your left. The chamber's interior is filled with hoses, tubes, and wires, and one computer terminal.
Roger. It's me, your old friend, Sludge Volhall. I've taken the liberty of borrowing your son's body. I had to remove him first to make room for my mental self. His is on this disc. Say, it's most enjoyable to be in a young, healthy body, even if it's from your bloodline. In fact, I like it so much, I think I'll keep it. I guess we'll have no use for this anymore. Now it's time to settle things, once and for all. You'd better be careful, though. Keep this in mind. If I die while in this body, that disc will be useless. Your son will never draw another breath. And if you don't defend yourself, you will never live to buff another helmet. Come on, show me what you've got, mop jockey. Is that the best effort you can muster? All this space hero nonsense must be getting to you. You're getting old, Roger. I, on the other hand, am enjoying the physical joys of youth.
Follow me. There are many things we need to talk about.
Is it true? I'm so...
You must be very confused.
Were Volhall's words true? Are you really my son? You do look a little like me, though not as good looking.
What do you mean, not as good looking? I'm 10 times... Wait. What am I saying? This is no way to start. Yes, what Volhall said is true. I have many things to tell you, Dad. I should start at the beginning. I was born 19 years ago on Xenon. It's always been my home. The Xenon of today, at least up until recently, had made great strides in managing our planet's resources. That included water, minerals, even the talent of our population. We enjoyed peace for so many years, we took it for granted. The creation of the first super biomech computer was the biggest success story in our history. When the Volhall virus was introduced and began to control the computer, a state of total chaos was created. We were unprepared for what followed as Volhall turned our technology against us. The population was quickly decimated. Some of us stayed and tried to fight, some were captured, and some fled the planet. When it seemed there was no hope, we thought of one last long-shot effort. That was to find the only person in history ever to defeat Vohal. We had to go back in time to find that person. You. We got there just in time.
You had to go back in time to get me? Why wasn't I available in this time? What happened to me? I don't understand.
I'm sorry. There are some things I wish I could tell you, but can't. I know that's not what you want to hear. Believe me, I just can't.
Hey, if you're my son, who's your mother? My wife? Where is she? Who is she?
You sure ask a lot of questions for a janitor. This is my mother and your wife. Her name was Beatrice Wankmeister. She was quite beautiful, wasn't she?
What do you mean, was quite beautiful? What are you saying?
I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have said that. Please, I can't tell you anymore.
I don't believe all this. I'm so confused.
It doesn't matter now. I have to send you back where I found you so that history will properly reflect the events which brought us to this place in time. You won't remember much. This will seem like it was a weird, fuzzy dream. I must get back to the task of contacting all the surviving citizens of our planet. We have a huge task ahead of us. Rebuilding our city and our lives will not be easy, but we will do it. Once more, I have to ask you to enter the time rip. It will return you to Magmetheus in the Space Quest 4 era. Please, go now. It's time. Dad, I'm glad I got to see you, even if only for a few minutes. Xenon owes you a lot. Goodbye, Dad.
So many unanswered questions. The future should prove most interesting for Roger, if he can stay out of trouble long enough to reach it. We're glad you could help Roger get through it all. Thank you for playing Space Quest 4.